Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a great and amazing day today. Now in today's video, or today's live stream really, I wanted to jump in and just kind of chat with you guys about how to make money from swing trading, some stocks that I'm looking at, to swing trade some stocks that I recently swing traded. I just want to make sure we are good to go and there's no issues here on my end. But I hope you guys all enjoy it. And guys, we are doing a massive Black Friday sale for this week. You guys can use code THANKFUL for 30% off, which is great. So make sure you guys check it out. You guys can find it down in the chat room down below. So I'm just making sure we are good and the audio is good, because the last thing I want to do is to start the live and realize it's bad. Sounds good to me. All right, welcome to the live stream, Kevin. Hope you're having a great day today from Lakeland, Florida. Actually, I've been to Lakeland a couple of times for the Detroit Tigers. I believe that's where they do their spring training. Been there a couple times. Love it. All right, so starting off, obviously, for those of you that don't know, we've been swing trading Google over the past pretty much month or so. What we've seen is major sell-off here from Google stock, where it went from about 141 all the way down to pretty much about 122. You guys know we bought in near and around 123, sold some at 134, and now recently it's climbing up to some resistance up here all the way at 138. You guys will see that clear resistance line. Every time it hits that line, we do get natural tendencies of getting some sell-off here. I am seeing if we can get a push back up. It does look like we're getting a little reversal here, so probably this week sometime I'm probably gonna hop out of this trade. But fantastic trade, just using basic moving average lines, and you guys will see used it as support in the past, and recently it hit it again, and you guys can see clear support bounce. We've had a great move up here. Now, another stock that I've been swing trading now is Disney. Now, Disney is a great one here. You guys will, it's had that downward trend, but one of the issues and one of the reasons I bought into it was because on the quarterly chart, so this one here is going to be a swing trade that I'm probably going to hold for a while. You guys will see it's used that 90-day moving average line in the past here, right? It came in contact with it, and we got buying pressure. It soon got bought up, sold off down. And I just want to make sure you guys can see it a little bit. But you guys will see it hit that 90 moving average line again. Which moving average line is best for swing trading on a daily / weekly basis? So for me, I have two moving average lines. I have the 90-day moving average line, and I have the 200-day moving average line. Now, this all comes down to personal preference, but the one that I love to trade is the 90 and 200. The 200 is going to be a harder support. So the higher up you go, so like a 200-day moving average line is going to be a stronger support than the 90-day moving average line. The 90 is going to be stronger than the 20. The 20 is going to be stronger than the 10. So for me, I found the best are going to be the 90 and the 200. The 200 is very, very strong, and the 90s pretty strong as well. But those are the moving average lines that I like. Hey, Far Fam, that's our family channel, so I'm sure my wife is watching. So, hey, Lindsay, thanks for joining the live. But yeah, so this one here we're in. I'm excited to see where this thing goes. We're already up handsomely. We got in near and around $82, so we're up a little over $10 a share, which is nice. But my first profit's probably going to be near and around 110 at that resistance. You guys can see right here. You guys will see it has that resistance, so hopefully we can get a push up to 110. Probably sell some shares there, see if we can get a push up to the 140s, 150s. That would be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, this one here definitely in. Another stock that we just recently got in is actually SoFi. Now, as we go to the daily chart, you guys will see that it's had this tendency of using some support around here. I'm hoping we can get a push back pretty much a little below that 200-day moving average line. One thing is when the stock falls below it, the moving average lines, instead of being it as support, it often uses it as resistance. So when it's below it, hoping we can sell near and around that 200. Do you swing trade small caps or just mid to large caps? For me, I'll swing trade a little bit of both. To be completely honest, I will swing trade small caps. They're just a little more volatile. I've found that smaller companies will often carry a little more risk just because those are the stocks that can move very, very fast. Mid and large cap companies, I'm definitely more confident in. I would feel very, very confident with my Disney, with my Google trades when I swing trade Microsoft or something along those lines. The larger the company, in my opinion, I think the easier it is to swing trade, but just because they're not as volatile. But yeah. But this one here, I'm expecting a little volatility off of SoFi to see if we can get a push up to 750 would be the absolute dream. But in a realistic world here, probably above $7, I'd be somewhat happy with. But yeah, we got an excellent entry on this, near and around 660. So we'll see here. So regarding the moving average lines, will you take a position once it crosses the moving average line or once it hits it? I will take it once it hits it and then pretty much just adjust my stop. So like for Google, so for this one here, it hit it, and by the time I got the entry here, it was at 123. So what I did is I was somewhat below that 200-day moving average line. Whatever moving average line I'm hitting, I'm going to set my stop loss below that. So for this one here, I would set it, probably near and around 119 to 117. So I'm virtually risking, $5, $6, $7 to possibly have this thing go up to 134. So risking $7 to possibly make 14, 2-to-1 risk and reward, which is nice. So those are kind of what I do. But yeah, I will take a position once it pretty much hits it. But yeah, you could even, what I've done in the past though too, is you can wait for like confirmation. And what that means is, for this, wait until you get some buying pressure. So once this thing hits it, and you guys will see that wick right here. That wick is pretty much the stock getting bought up. That's buying pressure entering. And once that happens, you can even wait for that following day on this one right here and hop in. Let me adjust that. On this candlestick here, you can hop in on this, set your stop still below it. It's great. So that's what I would do. You can either wait for confirmation, whatever works well for you. But I always just do it once it hits it. But all right, moving on to another stock here that I've been pretty much looking at. I haven't traded this one, but it's what is this? NE. You guys will see it has that 200-day moving average line as support, right? It hits it several times. If you guys can see, we'll actually, what we'll do, because it looks like it's a little, let's do this so you guys can see it a little clearer. But you guys will see it's used this 200-day moving average line in the past as some support, right down in here. Hits it a couple times. Recently, we've had some sell-off down hitting that 200-day moving average line. So it does look like there could be a move from 44 to about 47, setting your stops below 43. So you're risking $1 to make $4, which is a great risk and reward. But yeah, this was one that I've recently been looking at. What do you think of ZS and CRWD earnings early next week? Good for a swing trade. So for me, I try not to swing trade during earnings. Obviously, sometimes, if the entry is very good, we can pull these up, but it's always just more risky, and the reason why I say that is because, so for ZS, right, we're looking at it right now. If I'm looking at this as a swing trader, for me, I love the upward trend. This is great. Looking at it recently, we've had this great upward trend, but understanding that if there's an earnings early next week, okay, if that's just say their earnings is good, this stock probably will move up, right? It'll move up a little bit, but companies like NVIDIA, they had a good earnings, but the stock actually went down. Every time we invest during earnings, it's just more risky, more volatile. And since the stock is already up, we always hear that common expression, buy low, sell high, right? We always hear that. So why, if I'm going to look to swing trade this, I would try to get it down near and around 172. Obviously, you'd want to get it near and around 160, but that move already happened. So for me, this would be a play where I would just set an alert and just see what happens. I find that these types of trades, trading during earnings, are just more risky, more volatile, just because what are some recent earnings we've had? We've had Palantir, which is another tech company, and they released their earnings. Let's just delete these so you guys can see. But you guys will see they released their earnings. Obviously, huge amount of buying pressure, right? If you'd have invested during this time, great. But the difference is PLTR was on that 90-day moving average line. So there was already a lot of support behind it. It was already on that upward trend. And as we look at ZS, it's already up pretty high. So for me, if they release a bad earnings, I expect major sell-off, down to at least 172, this old resistance. So for me, I would sit on the sideline for this one. But yeah, let's pull up the other one here. CRWD, CrowdStrike, similar chart. I mean, like, I'm not saying you can't make money off them. It's just more risky, honestly. When the stock is up this much, it's just more risky. You guys will see that clear separation from the moving average lines, as well as the RSI line being almost at 70. It's just a higher indication that there could be some sell-off coming soon, whether it's at the earnings or a week later. SYM had recent earnings, same as DAVA. Let's pull it up. SYM. So yeah, you guys will see. Earnings report, I assume, is right here. We must have looked at this thing in the past. But yeah, you guys will see this stock went from $37 to $52. Now, yes, we could see some continuation. How do you read the RSI? Continuation or reversal indicator? How do you use it properly? So for me, I use it. I will, before I take a trade, I obviously will look at the RSI. In my opinion, I think anytime it's pretty much above a 60 to a 70, we're just getting into more overvalued territory, and it's just another indication that we could get possible sell-off soon. Compared to when it's below, a 30 or 40 on the RSI, I understand that this could be more. We could see more buying pressure. We could pull up a chart here, even this one here. You guys will see that the stock skyrocketed up. Right now it's above a 60. It's at near and around a 63. It's at a 63. I don't know if you guys can even see it. Hold on. Let me move myself so you guys can see it better. All right. So you guys will see the RSI right here is near and around a 63. So what this means is we could get some temporary sell-off back down. Most stocks trade in the 50s, right? This is where a stock will consolidate. It will kind of fluctuate, hover there, is near and around the 50s. As we get sell-off, it will drop a little bit. As we get buying pressure, it will rise a little bit. So for me, anytime it's over a 60, it's just a higher indication where we could get some sell-off. So looking at more buying pressure, right here, you guys will see the RSI was near and around 40. If we're looking at more support, it's at 40. So you could use these indications where it's like, okay, if the RSI is trading near and around 40, this could be a higher indication where we get buying pressure. Now in the stock indicators, yes. Oh my gosh, my nephew is watching. I believe it's him and Weston. So it's Landon and Weston watching. It's Captain America Landon right here. So make sure you guys check them out. But all right, do you follow SPY, Dow Jones, NASDAQ indexes for swing trading? Of course. Obviously, I will always watch them. I'm a huge S&P 500 investor to begin with. This is where I try to invest, at least 20% of my income, as much as possible, really. But yeah, you guys will see, stuff like this. These types of trades are important and kind of easier to do. But Yeah, I mean, yeah, I will. It's not every day, but resistance, support on the 90, falls below it, uses that 200-day moving average line as support, hits resistance at the 90, falls below it, curls back up to more resistance. And yeah, I mean, I will always try to. Best uncle. Thank you. You guys are the best nephews ever. But yeah, so this is kind of what I do every single day. So yeah. And if you guys are new to the channel, I appreciate you guys hitting that like button, subscribe. Don't forget to check out my swing trading course for 30% off. You guys can use code THANKFUL. It's only valid for this week. It looks like it's due for a correction. Yes. I mean, I think we'll probably see some sort of correction in the market. I mean, on the technical side, so like looking at the chart, it does look like maybe this week or in the next couple of weeks, we will get a little bit of some sell-off, right? What that means, it has resistance at 418, and we're already seeing that, right? On the RSI, it's above a 60. Last time it was trading at a 60, it was all the way over in here where we had sell-off, right? So for me, yeah, we could see a little dip down, which could mean if you're a short trader, you could possibly short this. Carter, come over when you're done. Okay, Landon. Well, I think Lindsay texted me that we're going to be doing something with you guys. But yeah, so yeah, the market could be due for a possible correction. So for sure. But yeah, so guys, what a crazy day. What a fun video with you guys. But yeah, and a lot of people think, some tips and tricks before I leave for swing trading, because I know we do have a lot of beginners and people that are just starting out with swing trading. Paper trade. It's the biggest recommendation I can give you guys is to start that. A lot of people think it's easy. A lot of people think you just buy a stock and it automatically goes up. Obviously, after following this type of live stream, you guys will understand that a lot goes into buying a stock. A lot goes into it. It's not just finding these companies. It's understanding support, resistance, moving average lines, indicators, stuff like that. Keep your strategy as simple as you can. How do I read charts quickly for swing trading? So I mean, honestly, first thing I always do when I evaluate, let's just pull up like a stock like Apple. So the first thing I do, I mean, obviously I've been swing trading for about 6 years full time. So I get a general idea, honestly, but the first thing I do is honestly I'll look at the moving average lines. So like something like this. Okay, please take or Exxon. Yeah, we'll just pull one up. I think I've done Exxon in the past, so I want to do one that I haven't. So it looks like I've done this one in the past because I do have a drawing line down here. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I look at the trend. All right, looking at it, what do you guys see? Do you guys see a downward trend, upward trend, flat stock? So what I see is earlier this year, we got a huge amount of buying pressure, right? In some sort of instance, we had this thing go from 125 to 172 in the matter of 1, 2, 3, 4 months, okay? Crazy move. Obviously, anytime a stock goes up that much that quick, what do we get? Sell off, okay? Sold off down to old support, which is what? Support looks like it's near and around that 20-day moving average line. It's around it. It's not exactly. But hold on. We'll talk about dividends and swing trading here in a second. So, but you guys will see it uses that 200-day moving average line as support. Then I zoom out, clarifying, okay, near and around, not exact. It uses that 200-day moving average line as support, right? Hits it several times, boom, boom. It does look like we did get a little breakdown. So something like this could be a possible trend reversal. What that means, we could be getting some more flat stock coming up, little consolidation, not much going up and down. Stocks love to trade near and around it. So you guys will see once the stock fell below it, it really started to use that 200-day moving average line as resistance. So now instead of support, when the stock fell below it, like it did in here, it's now using it as resistance, right? We're getting temporary sell-off near and around that price, right? It hits it once, almost twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Then we got a little breakout, and now it's starting to use it again as support. So it just loves to go back and forth, right? And now, boom, major sell-off, okay? Clear separation from this, most likely due to an earnings, all right, because we got that E right there. So the company probably announced something saying, hey, missed guidance, missed revenue, whatever it is. We're getting temporary sell-off here, even more. So what we've seen, just looking at this, is a huge amount of volatility, right? Where the stock has pretty much broken down. The old resistances are right here. You guys will see it hits it several times. Let's move this. Right, hits that line. Just keep an eye on that line. It hits that line several times. We get buying pressure near and around that. All right, hits it, curls back up, hits it again, clarifying that this stock is now using this 150 mark, 147, as resistance, moving from support to resistance. We do see a tendency in this with basic technical analysis. Old support will be new resistance, okay? Now, it's starting to get some more sell-off, right? We're getting a little more sell-off. It does look like there could be a possible reversal. All right, so hold on. Let's draw this out. We do see some support right here, near and around 134. One thing I do like about this is this separation, right? This clear separation does look relatively good. I just don't like how it's trading in between old support and two old support lines. So for me, looking at this to trade, I would set alerts. That's what I would do. I would set an alert near and around 134 and then set one near and around 147. I wouldn't take a trade on this just because the risk tolerance right now would be too high, just because you don't know what's going on. You know, we've seen major sell-off here. I would love to get an understanding of that earnings before I took a trade. One of the good things I took a trade on Google for was after their earnings, I understood it was just more of a temporary issue. All right, so right here, revenue. Yeah, we did get a revenue dip. I could almost guarantee that's why, because this is projected value, not actual. So yeah, that would be my guess, something along those lines. So for me, I would set alerts and just hang out and watch what happens. Another one, ExxonMobil, I believe, was kind of very, very similar. But do I believe we shouldn't trade during dividend payouts like this one. Honestly, it doesn't matter. You're only holding a stock for not that long, so it's not like you're holding it for the dividends. Obviously, if they pay you a dividend, that's great. But I would take a trade if I thought I was going to get a dividend and I thought the risk, in reward worked out. But something like this, you guys will see clear upward trend, which is nice. A little flat market towards the end here. Basic resistance at 115, heavy support near 100. I already have an alert set at 101, so we'll see what happens with this one. It's trading at 104, so yeah, you could take a trade right now at 104, setting your stops below like 99, 98, but you'd be risking about $6 to possibly have this come up to 110, so you'd be risking $6 to make $6. So that's like a 1-to-1 risk and reward. So, that's why I haven't taken a trade, waiting for it to fall down near and around 100. So something like that. That's what I love to do. But yeah, so we'll see. The only thing I don't like right now is it's below that 200-day moving average line, but yeah, guys, so this is how I swing trade. Would you open Would I open a long position if I'm under? Yeah, I would. I've done it in the past. I've done it on, I believe I took a trade on SoFi. Yeah, right here. Took a trade on this. We'll see what happens. I'm seeing if we can get a push back up to the moving average lines because I know there's a lot of resistance there. So hoping we can get a push up. Obviously, this one's very volatile. Normally, I don't take a trade on something like this just because of the volatility where it's, as we zoom out, you guys will see it's just a lot of up and down. But I thought we could get a push up if the market, agrees with me here. But it really wasn't really undervalued, but I got a very good entry on this, so I'm happy with that. Do fundamentals matter for swing trading? Absolutely. I mean, just higher indication, a lot of buying pressure. What's an example? Disney, Google. I think we all know. I took a trade on this purely, because we got sell off because of the earnings and the fundamentals, the revenue, the cash flow, everything was solid. The only issue is they had a short-term issue with some of their cloud revenue. That's a short-term problem. Google's a smart company. They hold billions of dollars in cash. So yes. Any websites you follow for getting to know more about the company? Honestly, it's not really. I mean, I'll use for most of my swing trades, I will look at just the ones they have here. So as we bump this out, they'll have a news thing here. So before I take a trade, I'll go through and say, okay, let's see what's going on with Google and stuff like that. But I don't know any individual websites. I mean, obviously there's the go-to Yahoo Finance, there's CNBC, there's MarketWatch, even Finvez is good, but there's not one individual thing. It's just more looking at the stock you want to buy and then looking it up on Google for me. Trying to keep it. I mean, yeah. So, but yeah, guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. We're gonna end it here. Yeah, what a fun live stream. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out. I hope you guys had a great holiday. All right, one last thing. Also, do you read the financial chart tables for the company? If yes, which sections you mostly, what is this, see, period? I have these stupid things here. So what do you mean? The revenue, cash flow, stuff like that? So if you're saying this, I'll just say this. I will always look at the revenue. I will look at their profit margin. I find that companies that are more profitable, I find that companies that are more profitable, have a higher profit margin, are easier to swing trade. Just there's a lot more buying pressure involved. Companies that's why Google worked out so well. That's why Disney is working out so well. I'm already up. My entry was super low, in the 70s, and I'm already up at 96 because, they released an earnings. I normally don't trade through an earnings, but we had a good earnings report. I understood before this, Disney was investing $10 billion into parks. So we know their operating cost is going to be up a little bit because they're spending more on parks. But I also knew their revenue is going to do well. And that's kind of what we've seen. Great jump. But yeah, we still got an excellent entry on this one. But yeah, I will always look at the revenue, the cash on hand. If there's more cash on hand than long-term debt, that's great. Profit margin, the net income, all that stuff, and all you got to do for that is go to bump out this tool. I'm not sure if you use Moomoo. Go to analysis and go to revenue. You guys will see them all literally right here. So you guys will see the EPS, earnings per share, the gross margin, the net margin. You guys will see the revenue. You guys will see the total revenue, the operating income. You guys will see the net income. So all this stuff, you don't have to go look it up on Google. Just pull it up on your thing. The income statement, if you want to look at, the cash flow and all that stuff, the operating revenue, all this stuff, you guys can find it right here, the cash flow. You guys will see it's up 64%, which is great. So yeah, this is what I do. So guys, we'll end it here, but don't forget to check out my swing trading course. It's right here last week. That you guys will be able to use code THANKFUL for 30% off. So make sure you guys check that out. We'll throw all of these stocks that we talked about today in the group chat, as well as this whole live stream. If you guys missed bits and pieces of it, the whole live stream will be in the bottom of the course, labeled latest live stream. So make sure you guys check that out. But I appreciate every single one of you for hanging out with me for the past 40 minutes. We'll end it here. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Have a good holiday, and we'll see you guys next week with next week's Swing Trading Masterclass. Where's the group chat? The group chat is, you got to go to actually, just message me on Instagram. I'll make sure you're in, or I'll send you a message if I can on YouTube. But it's actually in the course. You go to where it says group chat, click that. There'll be an invitation link. Accept it. And you guys just got to fill out some stuff. It's actually right on Discord right here. So make sure you guys check that out. But message me on Instagram. And we'll make sure you're good. I promise. Alrighty, guys. We'll see you later. Take care.